Yeah, I'm gonna hit the zip.
There we go. Oh, the assist is on. So.
We got a couple, like, street side opposite us.
I guess I'll just sit at Charlie.
Oh! I got two. Got two on the lower side.
Wow.
Okay. Dude, you just get shot down.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to use a helicopter anyway.
Rip. Hey guys, MoiDawg here, and today we're going back to my favorite LMG in Battlefield 6, the DRS-IAR, but this time we're going stealthy. A lot of y'all mentioned that you love this weapon in the last build video, and since then, I've been trying to find different ways to use it and discovered the perfect combination. The goal of this build is to flank the enemy, get on their sides, get behind that objective area, and hit them where they're not looking. By using a suppressor attached to our DRS, you'll absolutely shred through the enemy team. Close range, mid-range, even long range with semi-auto, no problem, and the best part, you're not going to be spotted on the minimap, so nobody knows where you are. For those of y'all that are complaining that Battlefield is too fast-paced, too up-close and personal, too run and gun, well, this is going to be the build for you. This weapon is perfect for conquest games where you can take long flanks and wander around behind enemy lines, but it's also good for games like Breakthrough or Rush, since good positioning will allow you to get on the enemy's side while they're all distracted looking at the front line. In this video, I'm going to show you all the reasoning behind a few of these attachments, why I use one over the other, some stats you're going to need to prioritize if you do want to customize this a bit yourself, and also give y'all an option for a leveling build if you haven't quite unlocked everything but you do still want to try this. So with that, let's get into the build, and if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more Battlefield 6 content, and let me know how this works for you down in the comments below. Alright, so with the factory loadout of the DRS, we're going to first start off by removing this bipod, and we are going to use the canted stubby, the 30-point canted stubby grip. Now, if you look at the stats here, it's going to increase your precision, it's going to increase your control, but it's also going to increase that ADS speed. You're going to lose some hipfire. This isn't a hipfire build, as we'll talk later on through the other attachments, but that's okay. Now, if you look at the description, it specifically says you're improving your precision and control, your ADS, at the cost of ADS accuracy while moving. You really shouldn't be AD strafing while you're ADS'd and trying to shoot in Battlefield 6. It causes a lot of issues, it causes a lot of bloom. You're not gonna hit too much if you AD strafe, so I'm okay sacrificing that since I shouldn't be doing it either way. Now, if you don't have the 30-point stubby, you can use one of these lower vertical grips, but if you notice, you're gonna have a far lower ADS. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because these flanks, you're going to be hopefully behind the enemy or get into firefights where you're going to have the advantage. So a quick ADS shouldn't necessarily make or break your firefight. But personally, if you can hold it out for a quick ADS stubby, go for it. If you're on the lower mastery ranks, then just go with a vert for now and work your way up the verts until you get this canted stubby. All right, so with the barrel, we're going to be using the 10-point heavy extended barrel. And the reasoning is it has a higher bullet velocity. We're getting up to that 900 bullet velocity. We're also maintaining some good precision and control. So if we compare it to the 15-point extended, for example, you're going to have quicker ADS, but as long as I'm around 300 ADS, that's perfectly fine. But that extended, it's also going to drop our precision down to 27. I really don't like to be below 30 points for precision. It just makes the bloom, the inaccuracy of the rounds hitting the target, just a little too much and too annoying. Now, if you do compare this to like the basic, just don't. If you only have the heavy barrel, stick with the heavy. I wouldn't even use the extended for a while. Just stick with the heavy and then work until you get that heavy extended and upgrade when you can. All right, from the barrel, we're swapping over and taking off this flash hider, and we're gonna be using the 25-point long suppressor. So suppressors in Battlefield are interesting. This long suppressor is going to take your shooting completely off the minimap. You're no longer gonna be a red dot on the minimap as long as players are outside 15-meter ranges. And this build is specifically built in order to kill enemies outside of 15 meters. It's not up close and personal. You're getting around on a flank and taking shots and clearing the objective and then pushing in. So we are going to lose some hip fire, but that's okay. And if you notice, if we use another CQB suppressor, we're actually going to be increasing our hip fire at the cost of 5 points. that's the main reasoning why we're not using the suppressor. We can use those 5 points elsewhere. This hipfire doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Save the 5 points, use the long suppressor, and we'll use those 5 points elsewhere. All right, so after the suppressor, we are actually gonna be skipping right over the right accessory and the top accessory. Yeah, we're not gonna be using a light. We're not gonna be using any of these lasers. Hipfire is not the point of this, okay? You will lose hipfire fights, just accept it. This build wants you to play smarter. Engage enemies at a distance, clear it from a distance, and then push in. Also work with buddies if you have some CQB friends, and then you'll be good to go. Now, for the optic here, I once again prefer this 2x optic. The red dot 2x I think is a really clear sight picture. I really like it, but I also understand if you want the drip of being a Marine with the M27, you know, grab the STO 3.5x. If you want the 4x, go with it. The Baker 3x is also a good shout. Any of the 3 to 4x for this build, since you are going to be having a little bit longer of an engagement range, is really, really good. So pick your optic of choice and roll with it. We'll go with the 2x red dot since that is what I've been using. The optic accessory, no optic accessory. I will go back to this. There is an option I'll show you guys if you want to be a little bit more Marine here at the end of the build for an alternate build, but no optic accessory, no Ergo, don't need to worry about any of the mag flare or the trigger, and the bullets, the rounds, we're going to be using the hollow point rounds. So the hollow point rounds are going to increase our headshot multiplier. You can see in the bottom right here, it's going to, standard rounds give us a 1.34 times headshot multiplier. Hollow points give us a 1.5 times multiplier. Now, this is going to greatly improve your kills if you're accurate. So if you do have those longer range optics, aim for the head, 1 or 2 shots to the body, and then your headshot, you're gonna be getting kills and nobody's gonna know where those shots are coming from. So hollow points, crucial for this build. And that's gonna be it. We're gonna keep the 30 round magazine. No more points to get the fast, the 36s, but that's okay. Once again, you're killing enemies from afar and you'll be good to go. So with that, this is what it looks like. And man, is it fun to shoot. Okay, so once again, you're not gonna be able to hit fire. That's actually one of the worst RNG I've ever seen. Absolutely no hip fire. Oh, can we go to 2 rounds? 2 whole things? Maybe a 3rd one. There you go. So I'm telling you guys, do not hit fire. This is also why I like the red dot. So you can do that. So don't hip fire this weapon. You will lose your hip fire shots. At the 15, 25, you can tap fire a little bit on the kind of medium ranges. I prefer the tap fire, but you can lay on the trigger. You'll still be okay. The bloom, the kick, it's not going to be too bad. For the longer ranges, I still would recommend the tap fire. So that way you can actually kill them without wasting all your rounds. And then for the really long ranges, swap it to that semi and then aim for the headshots. So 30 rounds, so 3-4 shots, you're good to go. Semi is great with this hollow point round, but also, I mean, those close-up ranges, if you do go full auto and manage to get just a lucky headshot, like if you're not really paying attention to your control, just kind of laying on the trigger, maybe someone surprise you, the recoil, if you don't have that good recoil control, the accidental headshot will be really good with the hollow point. So I've gotten a lot more kills with these hollow point rounds, and I think you guys will enjoy them too. So I have absolutely loved this build. It's been so fun to use, but I do know with the M27, some of you guys want some Marine Corps swag. So I'm gonna show you guys a Marine Corps build if you wanna play around with that. We're gonna take off the stubby real quick, but we're gonna add this Marine 3.5 SDO, and we are going to add the optic here. So this is the actual loadout of what an average infantry men in the Marine Corps would be using, with the SDO as well as this little one-time up at the top, the little red dot. And for the grip here, well, you can use the stubby, the vert, whichever one you have unlocked. Personally, I would like to keep it closer to that 300 ADS, so I would be using the stubby here. And then that way, when you actually look at this, it looks a little bit like a suppressed actual Marine Corps M27. So when you get in to use this, first of all, the look of this is just with that red dot up top. I absolutely love that. So with the Optic here, if you want to ADS, you're going to have to tap fire a little bit since we are losing a little bit of that canted stubby recoil control, but I would still tap fire. If you want to use the red dot for your close quarters, the keybind for mouse and keyboard is V. Then you can swap to this red dot. Then if you get that long range shot, you know, swap to your headshots, try to get your headshots and you're good to go. I believe for controller, it's left stick pressed down. So swap if you want. Good to go. This is only if you want the Marine Corps drip. Go for it. I think it performs really well if you do want to play around with these double optics. So that is the stealthy DRS-IAR build. I have been having so much fun with this. You really have to play it a bit smart. You can't be diving into the objectives, but I know a lot of you guys have been complaining that this game really feels like Call of Duty, a little too much run and gun. You just have to play differently. This works in Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush. Find the flanks, take a breather, look at the map, see where the enemies are focusing on, and try to really exploit the flanks, get on the backside, and then play off the objective, and then push in. Let me know if this works for you. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below another build you'd like to see. I've seen a lot of people in the comments saying that you're using the RPK and loving that too, so I'm also working on that build, but if there's anything else you want to see, let me know down in the comments below, and until next time, peace.